Nick, this is Jack.
And this is St. James. And guys, we are live from Artichoke Pizza here in beautiful, the Meatpacking District. Guys, we just came off of an amazing live show. How did it feel to do the TBOY podcast live in front of an audience of like damn near 100 people?
How do you feel, Jack?
400 people.
400 people?
Yeah.
Gosh. So we've done 1,000 episodes of our show, but this is only the second time we've done it live.
Yeah.
And it is electric. It is like, Jack played college football, I played college lacrosse. It feels like a championship game the whole day leading up to this. Before the show, we were sitting in the green room, and it did feel like the locker room. I was nervous. Why? We did push-ups together.
Did you have mom's spaghetti on your sweatshirt? Because, I mean, you may want to know because it could happen.
Yeah, mom's spaghetti. I did not throw on. But I almost did. We got out there, and we saw the band. Like, we did a couple of walkthroughs.
Okay.
To try to basically simulate the show.
Absolutely.
It is a night and day difference when you see the audience. And we just realized, like, it's just our job to have. Like, I was having fun. Oh, we were having a blast. It's like the energy takes over the stage, but it also at the same time kind of feels like it's just Jack and Gia. Like, for us, it's having fun. So we learned in college, Nick and I had the same coach. That guy right there. Actually.
Okay.
He was my football coach and Nick's lacrosse coach.
Okay, wonderful.
Quarterback.
Oh, okay.
James. Yeah.
Okay, wide receiver.
Yeah?
Yep.
Wow.
Both my thing with the first day of practice.
I
rode the bench a lot.
I rode the bench too. So anyway, he taught us that, like, at the beginning, you're going to feel like you have to go to practice. And eventually you're going to feel like you want to go to practice.
Mm-hmm.
But you've realized nirvana when you realize you get to go to practice. And tonight, we got to do the show in front of our audience.
Yeah.
It was just, I was so thankful to be up there.
Right.
My job is to talk about the news with Nick. We stumbled into the most fantastic career, Matt. I don't know you do the same.
No, I mean, well, you guys are like joined at the mic.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You're at the mics.
It's two different mics, two different time zones because you're in Vermont, you're on the West Coast.
Yeah.
Go Niners, not really. But we're talking about sports, and one thing that goes to sports is reps.
Yeah.
You guys have put what 1,000 reps of doing a show. How important is consistency in terms of developing a podcast?
Well, first of all,
An award-winning
not just getting
podcast.
off the ground, but you're already doing an amazing job because James has the personality, the style, and just the voice for this. So first of all, you're already, and St. James has the enthusiasm. But it is all about the consistency. In fact, Jack and I, one of the things we shared on the show, in one of our techniques, we have a formula that we commit to. In a lot of ways, a formula for what's interesting.
Yes.
And we have a plan every day for how we actually do the show. We don't wake up and just start from scratch. We've literally got a playbook for how we're going to cover stories.
Right on. Right on.
I also think consistency matters for the audience.
Yes.
Probably more than your development as a podcast host.
Mm-hmm.
Because Nick and I take 2-week vacations twice a year. Up the summer, once in the winter.
I miss you guys a lot.
And our first episode back, we actually feel fantastic.
Yes.
Like we nailed. So I think it's more important that your audience starts to know when to expect you.
Yeah.
And can rely on you. There's been 10 million podcasts started.
Yes.
10 million times people have began a podcast. Nick and I believe that 99% of them didn't get past the second episode. And so, honestly, just continuing to produce is one way to stand out.
Yeah,
just
absolutely.
like pressing publish, as our friend said. Pressing publish.
Did you guys ever feel like a level of imposter syndrome? Like, because I listened recently to some of your pre-pandemic episodes, and the mic was a little bit muffled. And it was like, this is Nick, this is Jack, and we have no idea what we're doing, but we're going to talk about it.
Well, it's funny. That's good that happened. Because that's a sign that we improved. And that's what we want to hear. Sometimes Jack and I listen to old episodes and we're like, we didn't sound as tight. And we're glad we didn't. Because it means we've gotten better. We've gotten tighter.
Yes.
So it's good to look back on your old material and hopefully and hear a change. It sounds cringe at first, but then you should be satisfied that you've grown.
Yes.
Well, I think back then we probably weren't 110% of ourselves. No, we were that. We've heard the advice that you should be 110% of yourself on the show.
Right.
Basically, look, people can only hear you. They can't see you.
Mm-hmm.
So you need to amp up your personality to really shine. And at the beginning, I'm not sure we were there. No, because we weren't confident. Right? Mm-hmm. So I'm not sure we had imposter syndrome, but we're so confident that we were like, really having fun like we do today.
Well, I 100% guarantee you guys are not imposters. You got 4 people who will attest to that. And it was an amazing community, which is something that I wanted to bring up. And I think you said it on one of your interviews, is that cultivating a community is absolutely crucial. That's a little bit of an onomatopoeia we see in Germany. And how are you guys able to do this? Because I tell people all the time, I'm like, by the way, did you know that if you do mattress,
Yeah.
it's just little isms. Is that organic, or how did that come out?
Well, we like to say that fandoms have their own language, and they speak a dialect, and they have their own lexicon. And that's what we look for. We don't have users, we have fans. Fans are speaking a different language. Well, so what Jack and I is, we'll notice when people write back to us that they like the term, and we'll be like, you know what? Walk is always extra. We'll continue to reference that. So we're listening to our fans along the way. That's how it works. Yeah. You know, like Red Sox fans have pesky spawn.
Okay.
And the triangle.
The Bills
fans have the mafia.
Yes.
And the tables that you burn. Yeah, jump onto.
This table may not make it by the end of this.
These are inside jokes at the end of the day.
Right.
Everyone's welcome, but when you're inside, you get a little more. People love being an inside.
Yes.
Like your mom's spaghetti joke earlier. Yeah. Like, I don't want to know it's good. I was like, yeah, that was a great movie, and we bonded because we know it. And like, so Nick and I love bringing back inside jokes.
Absolutely.
Snacksism. Yeah, true. When we were called Market Snacks.
So we're gonna. I got 2 more questions to ask you guys, because we are in an absolutely packed pizzeria.
Oh yeah,
with some of the best like vodka pizza that I've ever had. That's the habit in New York City. But here's the thing: back in the day, I got a little bit of a confession to make, and I'm like, yeah, of course. Here, you guys gave me a little bit of an in. And remember the old intro was, this is not research report for investment advice.
Disclosure.
And you may have said something that kind of was like, oh, let me try this out. The year was 2020. I'm not going to say what it is because it's not
for advice.
But I was like, oh, and then all of a sudden I had something that went up 1,000%.
Wow.
And I was like,
and it's because we covered it?
Because you covered it.
Stock or crypto, I don't know what it was.
Yes.
You invested in it.
Yeah, I put a call option on it.
Okay,
a lot of call options. So I had no idea what I was doing. Ignorance is bliss. And then I'm coming downstairs screaming to my girlfriend at the time, and I'm like, I don't know what I just did, but it made a lot of money. And they were like, well, take it out. I said, okay, no problem. Good move. My follow-up to that is this. I'm celebrating the win here. But my follow-up to this is this. Did a government entity or a publisher or Robinhood at the time, did they ever say, hey, look, guys, shut the front door on this particular premise, because you're starting to get into investment advice. You're starting to get into leaning into crypto because you guys disclose your portfolio.
Well, I know it. Why the hell are you still holding on the Peleton? Well, there are a few reasons for our investment choices, but when it comes to your question about, whether we ever were close to violating that, Jack and I fortunately have a funny backstory, which is we're entrepreneurs who used to work at banks. So we know firsthand what it's like to work with compliance and where the lines are drawn between investment advice and non-investment advice.
Okay.
So fortunately, Jack and I come from this funny world where, despite being rule-breaking entrepreneurs, we're also very aware what the rules are. Okay. No one ever told us to stop talking, and no one tried to shut us down.
Okay.
And sometimes you own something like a Peleton for the experience of it, and you learn from it. And for us, as long as we own it, it'll still go back up, but we still believe in some of the fundamentals. We were very careful back then to be balanced. And we would never do a story that's purely excited or enthusiastic about a stock. Okay. We always made sure to say, but of course, there's the risk that this doesn't happen and then it would go down. So really focused on being balanced. You took good action. You're a grown man. It's a free country, and I'm really glad it worked out for you.
It did. So this is my final question, guys, because I do want to get back to this pizza. 5 years from now, how far have you guys grown? We've got a crystal ball, literally, right here. Now we're all 3 of us are looking at this crystal ball, and we are looking at the TBOY Nick and Jack empire. Mm-hmm. What do we see? What are we doing? Notice how I'm saying we.
Well, James, what we're doing in 5 years is we're at this same artichoke pizza, but it's because we're celebrating the book launch of the second TBOY book for all the Yetis after having just finished the live tour for all the Yetis,
Okay.
which is based on our second podcast show. And we did a deep dive on the untold origin story of a product that you're obsessed with. And they turned that into a movie. That's what we're celebrating that. It's just roar of T-Boy everywhere. There's some incredible business stories that we barely scratched the surface on.
Amen. Amen.
And people love these stories. And they bring people together. They're not divisive. They're inspiring. And so we have a lot more to go.
Well, listen, guys, thank you for bringing so many wins. Thank you for being bright.
Thank you, James. And thanks for being in the show. So enthusiastic and having such positive. We're excited to have your show.
You guys are bright. I like the brightness, and it's what it's all about. Congratulations on the Webbie.
Thank you.
And guys, this is Nick from New York.
This is Jack.
This is Jack. My name is St. James, and we will see you later.
Yes, we will.